Hey gang, today we're going to do an entire 12-bar blues solo in B. It's a bit of an up-tempo, sort of a jump bluesy blues. So we're going to use some of the standard tricks that are in that, play some lines that I hope you'll enjoy. I know I enjoy playing this kind of style quite a bit. All right, well, hey, if you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, subscribe for one of these, or actually probably more than that, every week. Also, we do a live show every Sunday at noon Eastern Time, US, and it's a lot of fun. We talk about guitars, we talk about players, we do a little lesson. It's a lot of fun. So why don't you join us? Okay, we'll see you in just a second with the lesson. All right, gang, let's go through this now, note for note. First things first, you can download the tab from the link in the description. It's going to make your life a lot easier. Second thing is this time I have the backing track, so it's full service. You can download the backing track as well and have lots of fun with that. Okay, let's go through it let's go through the whole thing and then I'll break down line by line, note for note, okay? So here we go. I'm going to start out on the 5th string, 9th fret, and I should say this is, basically you can think of this as B major pentatonic sort of stuff, B mixolydian, that's going to work. Or at least over the 1 chord, over the 4 chord, then you'll move to E major pentatonic, E mixolydian. Should be fine. All right, so let's go through with this then. All right, so here we are. 5th string, 9th fret. Or you can bend that. I think that's what I did. All right, so let's go through it line by line now. And so we're going to start out with this line. Okay, so pretty classic line. It's a lot like the Stevie Ray Vaughan song, right? Stevie Ray Vaughan song. A Texas Flood, I think, right? So it's a lot like that, except you're elongating that first one. Okay, so this is walking up from the 5th string on the 9th fret. We're going to play that, and then on the 4 we're going to play 6 and 9. And then we're going to use a lot of double stops here. So we're starting out with this shape right here, and we're playing on the 7th on the, and this is all on the 2nd and 3rd string, or 3rd and 2nd strings, right? So 7th on the 3rd, 6th on the 2nd, and we're going to slide that up slowly, and then play 9/9. So, right? So just like that, and then walk down back to where we started, right? So it's kind of like a retrograde motion. Kind of goes forward and backwards. Okay, and then we're going to play forward again. So 3 more double stops. This is, we're sliding into 8/7, then playing 9/9, and then 11/10. All right, that's a kind of a classic sound there too as well. Okay, so that's the first part. Okay, then we're going to do the second line. The second line is this. So the first part of the second line is exactly the same. But now I'm looking for this line right here, which is going to that flatted 7th of the B, right? which is a key note if you're playing over a B7. All right, so in here, however, I'm playing a double stop, and so I'm playing on the 3rd and 4th strings 9-8, 8-7, and 7-6. All right, here's that whole line again. Okay, so that's over the B. The next line is going to be over the E. All right, so here we go. Here's the next line. Interesting line is a lot of separated notes, so it does a lot of string skipping in that, so there's big intervals that you're taking here. We're going to start out with a little what's called encapsulation, so I'm really aiming for this, which is the 3rd of that E chord. So I start out with that. And then I go up to the 5th. And jump up on, so I'm going to jump, here I'm going to jump up to the 2nd string from the 4th, and then come down playing on the 7th, and the 7th on the 3rd. And then the 9th, we're back sort of in the blues scale sort of thing. And give that sort of a shake. You don't have to bend it up so clearly, it's just kind of just giving it a little bit of shake to make it seem like it's, make it a little bit bluesy. All right, so far we've got okay, and then we're going to play a little chromatic line on the 3rd, 7, 8, 9. Jump up to the top string, play 10, back down to the 3rd string on the 9th, and then the 7th on the 1st. Neat little line. And then we're going to double this. So take this B and slide to it on the 2nd as well. All right, so that's the whole line. It is kind of a tough one, so practice this and don't be hard on yourself if you're not getting it immediately, okay? So here we go. All right, here's another one of my favorite sorts of licks. Very satisfying. It starts out with a minor pentatonic sort of bluesy lick. It's kind of a classic blues scale lick. So here we're kind of rolling on this one. All right, so that's kind of hammering on the 3rd string, 8 to 9, and coming down on the 4th string on the 12th. I do that twice. And then play 7th on the 4th, and then on the 5th string I'm playing the 11th, and it's got a little bit of a major flavor, right, as opposed to, which is a little bit harder. Anyway, so far we've got, and coming up to this, now I'm going to play this, which is kind of a thing I like to do. I think a lot of people like to do it, is just kind of pull off on close notes that are close on the same string. And then of course we're going to do our sort of Woody Woodpecker. So this is just outlining a B chord up to that B that's on the 2nd string, 12th fret. Okay, so sliding up from 11 to 12, and then playing 11, 12 on the 3rd, and 12 on the 2nd. All right, and that carries me into the very end where we're going to play now over our F sharp, and then E, right? Before we get into the turnaround. Okay, so on the F sharp, what we're doing is playing very deliberately over this, basically over this chord. So, oops. I think that's what I'm playing. So I'm playing, starting here on the second string, coming up to the third of this F sharp, right? The third and the seventh are always magic notes for you. So whenever you play those notes, they're going to sound awesome over a chord. This is the third, okay? So here we're playing the third of F sharp, of that F sharp 7 chord. So I'm walking to it. That happens to be on 11th on the second string. So I'm walking to it from the 9th chromatically. And then a little pivot. Ending on that F sharp, right? It's a very deliberate line. And now I'm just shifting down 2 and essentially playing the same thing, but I started a little bit earlier. Okay, so this time I end up on the flatted 7th of this E. I could have played exactly the same thing, though. That would have been fine, too, and end up on the E itself. That would have been fine. But I didn't. I played this. And I give it a little tweak at the end because we're coming back to the B. That's the B right there, over that B chord, over the B7. We're playing that B on the 4th string, 9th fret. Sliding up to the B chord that we had before. And now we're doing it again, one more octave, sliding up on the 2nd, all the way up to the 16th fret. That's kind of what I'm getting at. But you see that right here is a B chord, right? With a root on the 5th string, 14th fret. So there's a B7 right there, right? So that's all I'm really aiming for is that B chord. And we're going to do the same sort of line. We're sliding from the 14th on the 2nd to the 16th. And then we're going to just play chromatically all the way up to that B. So I'll play from the 14th all the way up to the 18th, and then I'm going to bend to the 19th. All right, so like this. All right, and that's it. Well, there you go, gang. A nice, pretty straightforward, not too tough solo in B. Some nice jump blues sorts of tricks there, and I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on down the road.